Allergies. Sorry. So, hi everyone. I'm Richard Vigorelli. I am your guide for Chinese medicine and basically anything weird. And today, I'm going to talk to you guys about phlegm and what phlegm is. So, what is phlegm? Well, phlegm is basically cooked dampness. What is dampness, you say? Well, dampness is screwed up water. The full description of dampness will be linked in the description below previous video. So, how do we get from water to dampness to phlegm? Well, I'll tell you. First, you drink a glass of water. Water goes into your body, and at that exact moment, you either don't need it, or you can't turn it into anything useful because something's not working right. So your body packages it with a bunch of proteins and other stuff and turns it into damp, and it gets lodged in the tissues somewhere. Well, it keeps doing that and doing that and doing that and doing that, and a lot like snow that keeps piling up, it just compresses itself until heat begins to be generated and you get a desiccation of the dampness. But all of the goop that's mixed in with all that water stays there, and it starts to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate until it becomes a little bit more viscous. That is phlegm, or snot, or goo, goop, whatever you want to call it. Now, there are two kinds of phlegm. One is dripping a bit out of my nose right now thanks to my end of summer allergies. That is called substantial phlegm, meaning it's coming out of my nose, it can come out of my mouth, and if I am so inclined, I can play with it. I don't recommend that. That's gross. The other kind of phlegm is insubstantial phlegm. That is the kind of phlegm where you get like little bumps on your skin. There are nodules like right here, or some people get them right here on their chest, or on their belly, or like right here on their wrist. Ganglion cysts are insubstantial phlegm. So, what else could be insubstantial phlegm? Well, if the phlegm gets into the heart, it can create madness, as in or craziness. So this would be like the Joker would have phlegm in the heart, but he has a very specific kind. It's called hot phlegm because he's violent and unpredictable. Hot phlegm in the heart is the crazy guy standing on the side of the street, yelling at his shadow and swearing at everybody that walks by that America has gone down the tube and things were better when he ran it. Okay. Now, cold phlegm in the heart. This person is sitting in the corner, talking to themselves, and they're having a great conversation. They're pausing and answering themselves at the same time. Yeah. We've all seen that, I'm sure. So, those are the two main kinds. So, what do we do about phlegm? How do we get rid of it? How do we not get it? Well, first of all, let's not get it. That way we don't have to get rid of it, right? Biggest thing that you can do to not get phlegm is to not get dampness. So, eat a well-balanced diet. Don't eat anything outrageously cold. Don't eat anything outrageously spicy. Have you ever gone to like a fast food place or a restaurant that you're not used to going to, like a Chinese restaurant, and you have something that is really, really spicy, and all of a sudden you're just oozing stuff out of your nose, and you're manufacturing all of this saliva, and you're coughing, and you're hacking white stuff up. Like, gross, right? Yeah, that food creates phlegm. You probably shouldn't eat that. and you'll know for yourself. There's a Chinese restaurant that I used to go to a lot, and I got sick of every single time I was done. I would hack up a few tablespoons of goop. So I just quit eating it. Took me about 5 times going and about 5 separate dishes before I realized it was the way that they cooked their food. Other stuff that you shouldn't be doing. If you're prone to phlegm, don't drink a lot of alcohol. I know, alcohol's fun. I like to drink too, but if you drink too much, you'll get sick. Also, you need to drink a lot of good water. It's not necessarily coming out of the tap. And it probably shouldn't be alkali either because, well, alkali water has a nasty habit of if you drink too much of it, it'll cause kidney stones. You don't want kidney stones. Trust me. And so what to do when you got phlegm? Well, if you get a cold, you hack stuff up, you're coughing stuff up, it's running down the back of your throat, don't swallow it. It makes the problem worse. The best thing for you to do is spit it out. And come see somebody like me that knows how to deal with stuff like that. Okay? Mucinex, stuff like that, helps a little bit, but not really. So what's it going to be like if you come to see an acupuncturist and we give you herbs, we give you acupuncture? Well, and let's say that we do find some phlegm. There's 2 ways we can go about getting rid of it. 1, we just expel the phlegm and we get it to drain, get it to come out of you. And sudden you hack up the loogie and problem solved. Everybody's happy, and then we just give you some stuff so you don't make any more. Option 2, which is what we usually do for insubstantial phlegm, is we transform it. We turn it back into damp, and then we turn the damp back into water, and you just pee it out. Easy peasy. So, how do you know if it's serious? Well, a profuse volume would be serious no matter what color it is, but the colors show some severity too. Let's say you're hacking up a bunch of clear stuff. Well, it's really not that big of a deal. You just got some transformation issues. You're having trouble with water metabolism. It's not that bad. I would still come in, get your spleen worked on a little bit. That's the organ that helps you digest things. And you'll be able to work with water again, and you're not going to get the goop coming out of your nose every time you eat. Second one, white. That one's got a couple of issues with it. You're definitely not transforming your food and water very well to make you, but you've also got some lingering cold. If it's got bubbles in it, you have a cold. And I will give you some herbs to kill that cold. It'll be done in about 4 days. What about yellow? Well, that means you have heat associated with it. And if you have a lot of it, you've got a pretty serious respiratory infection, and we need to get that taken care of today. And let's say that there's not a lot of it. Well, you have what is called a dry air cough, which comes around sometime at the end of summer, beginning of fall, because there's not a lot of water in the air, and the tissues of your respiratory tract have begun to crack. And if there's little bits of brown stuff in it, that is actually dead lung tissue sloughing off, getting mixed in the goo, and you're hacking it up as your body tries to regenerate. The problem is it's also fighting off an infection because you have a lot of germs floating in the air. They're looking for a place to live, and you also have a lot of germs that live inside of you naturally, and they see new real estate. They're going to move in because that's what they do. Not much you can really do about that. What happens if it's green? You have an extremely substantial respiratory tract infection at that point, and you really, really, really need to get some help. We have herbs for that. There's a very special formula for it. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's in Chinese, and you're probably not going to grasp it anyway. So, I'm sorry. Just come in, we'll get you taken care of. What happens if there's blood in it? Well, my recommendation, get yourself to the emergency room. Make sure you put on a mask of some kind, or very least cover your mouth so that nobody can breathe your germs, because you might have tuberculosis. If that's the case, you are infectious to anyone and everyone you come in contact with. Have them run a TB scan. Tell them that you have blood in your sputum, and they will probably freak out. They will quarantine you until they know for sure. At that point, if you feel like taking the medication that they give you at the hospital, please do. You can also come in. We have formulas for that in herbs, and we can get you set back up. So, again, everyone, if you are coughing a lot of stuff up, if you have a long persistent cough, if you have stuff draining out of your nose, if you're the teensiest bit paranoid or heavy, and you make a lot of popping, clicking sounds, and you've got bumps on you, or anything like that, you might have phlegm. And it's a very, very serious condition. Honestly, the only thing worse than phlegm is what is called floating yawn, which is the last few hours right before death. You need to get it taken care of. And acupuncturists like me can help you. So, I hope you have enjoyed this wonderful and highly grossly entertaining episode done by me, Richard Vigorelli, on phlegm. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Or you can go to my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli Integrated Medicine.com. And I can answer your questions for you as you bring them up. So, have a great day, and I will see you later.